I was really disappointed in the lack of high quality educational apps for young kids, and especially ones that were free. Um, I looked at several, and even those that said they were free, they really weren't, because you had purchases within the game in order to do certain things, or it said you were free and then you could do one or two levels, and then in order to go further, you had to join, which cost money. But even I could not find very many even paid ones that I really, really liked. But out of the apps I did try, I found two that I think would be good for using at home or in school. And the first one is actually a series from I I learned with I learned with Boing. Sorry. um, and what it is it's got the one app called Planet Boing, and that's more just for fun. You can dress up your little character and play some games, and then you can go to the spaceship, and it'll take you to some of the apps, some of the other apps that belong to the series. Um, it includes an app for apps for language, math, science, and literacy. And with the math one, with the math and language ones, I downloaded both of those, and I was really impressed with the one level that I could do on each of them. To go any further than one level, you have to join, which costs money, or you have to purchase like the full content. But here's a little preview of what you can do with the math one. It'll have you jump from to the lily pads counting. It'll do the first one, and then it'll jump from the first one to the pier. It does that, and it increasingly gets a little more difficult. And that, like I said, that's just with the first game you can do. I can't do any more without purchasing. And then language. You can't hear it because you can't hear it without headphones in. But once it starts, for the listening comprehension, no, I don't want that. I want vocabulary. See, like that, I tried to go to something that I had to purchase, and I said I couldn't without purchasing. So, here we are now in the vocabulary one. It will tell you, you can't hear it, but it will give you a word to look for, and you find little bubbles, and it'll have you find 4. There'll be more than 4 bubbles, but each bubble has an item in it, and it will want you to find 4 of those bubbles. I wish you could hear it, but you can't. But one thing I really like about this is you can have up to 4 profiles, and the profiles are the same for each of these apps. So it's good, and there's a parent one as well, where you can track your child's progress, or since you can have 4, if you have more than one iPad in your classroom, you can use it as a teacher as well, and have a profile for each of your students and track their progress. And another thing I really like is that in order to do anything that is not an actual game, such as to go to a profile, you have to press and hold for 3 seconds. So that is more challenging for a child to do. So that's the first thing I really liked. And then the second one is Starfall. which Starfall has lots of different things you can do. Again, you don't have the full content unless you join, which costs money. But, here's an example of one. This is for counting. And one, and of course you can't hear it, but the little character will say the word, say the number, and then you click on the one, and it'll say a sentence like one. Sorry about the pause, I just learned something new, so, anyway, let's go, did that. So you click on the one, and it'll say one jelly bean, saying it one word at a time very clearly. I wish you could hear it because it says it very clearly. And it gives time for the child to repeat it. And she ate the one jelly bean, and then more jelly beans come through. So it makes it fun because there's an element of surprise, like, oh, now here's all these jelly beans falling. And then you can keep going. Click on the one. A penny is 1 cent. And you can click on some of these things and it'll do something, but not all do. But you see that showed tails, and it turned around and showed its tail, and then it flipped to heads and it showed his head. So it goes on and on for several things. I won't go any further since you can't actually hear it. But as you can see, you can't do everything. And it has several, it even has nursery rhymes, it has different math games. If you are interested in a membership, it has different options. It has a home membership, a teacher's membership, a classroom membership, or a school membership. And of course, prices vary between the membership you get. So this would be good for home or for school. And I thought this was awesome because it had so many, and I really liked that, especially with the reading part. It encouraged the child to read also, and it gave time for them to. And when the app was reading to the child, it was very clear. So I really like that, and I like that it does have some things you can do without a membership, but so yeah, that's what I thought. Even with these educational ones like this, like Starfall, and the I Learned with Boing series, even though I think they are very educational and a great resource, I still don't think that apps or technology in general should be the main source of how children are learning. It's a great resource, especially if you have a child that needs some extra practice. It's great. It's a great addition, just not solely. So, thanks.